WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I did a bit of changes to the base. I removed all of the chunk loaders that were in this base, except I moved over the chicken chunk loader thingamabobber. Yes, the one that was in our quarry age. I moved it here, and if we look at the laser light show, it's covering currently all of our base with one simple chunk loader. It might be overpowered. I'm fine with it for now. So let's hide the lasers. It's 121 chunks and won't cost anything to maintain. Now what I did in the quarry age was also built two similar ones and put all of this fun stuff here to keep everything running. So these redstone energy cells I kept on just to see how fast this stuff could go. And, well, since my frame quarry is now defunct, i.e. it's no longer accessible, let's say, I have switched over to these quarries. Now, because of the huge amount of chunks we have loaded, let's just say this is going to take a while to render. So we're not going to focus on that. And this stuff we can probably bring back with us if I can actually... Where is my wrench? Did I drop it? I must have misplaced my wrench somewhere. So I'm gonna go find my wrench that I most likely dropped, and then we can get started. Oh, there it is. Derp. So if we look back here, I did some small alterations. I expanded it to include, don't mind the frame rate lag right now. I expanded it a bit so that we got most of the common stuff ready, and I also added some stuff over here, which includes redstone, diamonds whenever we find it. We got some uranium and our apatite, as well as some saltpeter. Now, not everything is in the system, and I had to put a temporary stopgap manager here because for some reason it wouldn't expel into the painted tubes. But all we should need to do now is take our stuff that we're not really using much of, throw it into the chest. So this thaumium we can't do, and the saltpeter we'll just throw in. The saltpeter will... No, wait, I don't have a location. Yes, I have a location for saltpeter. Anyway, we'll have that, and this system is going to be functional, though we will want to put mag tubes eventually on this so that it's sped up, especially when we add the managers up there. Now, I am currently flat broke, no more redstone, but we do have enough iron, if we look over here, enough iron to at least get us started a bit more. Now, I can go to the Thaumcraft age, that's probably what I'm going to do, to get some more gold ore, but my last excursion there proved a little almost deadly. I escaped with 1.5 hearts left. Oh my. Sorry, my Twilight Forest stage. Without further ado, let's actually start our new system that we're going to want to build. So, our next project is probably going to take a lot of time to work out both the details on how it should work, as well as the logistics of all the items that will be required. Now, I did go to the Twilight Forest, and for some reason, I seem to get some sort of glitch, so to speak. We'll just call it a glitch in terms of everything else. Anyways, the glitch is that I seem to run out of memory very quickly in that area. It might just be my computer for some reason, though I don't really understand if that's actually the reason. Anyway, so currently I have my redstone getting grinded up. It's going to go into the proper location. So one of the locations that it is set to is one of the managers over here, so I can get enough redstone. Currently there's only going to be 11 redstone here, but I'm going to upgrade it until there's 2 stacks of redstone, since we're going to need it quite a bit. Now also, we'll start off using smoothstone instead for the walls. Not smoothstone, but have it a little more fun by having it stone bricks. Now, I hope we don't have to use too many of these for building, but let's let's go with the explanation of what this build is. So as previously mentioned, this system is going to be called the U-List. What it stands for is the Universal Liquid Intelligent Storage and Transmittal System. So what it's basically supposed to do with that fancy little name it has, that's a nice name you got there. Be ashamed is okay, shut up. What it's supposed to do is be able to basically contain all of the liquids, and which means all the various liquid types there are, for instance, biofuel, biomass, water, lava, etc., even liquid DNA. And it also will have a system that will allow you to select any of those. Like, say, I want 10 buckets of lava, if you please, and it'll send it to the liquid transposer and then siphon off the extra that is in the liquid transposer. Now, there's obviously are going to be a few issues with this. Well, it's going to require liquid ducts and it's going to require iron tanks. It's going to require a lot of iron, not just simple little minded iron tanks. Ooh, we got not enough. But it's also going to basically, yeah, a lot of iron. And this is almost full, but we can worry about that at a later time when we build the other boiler. So let's see. I'm going to need to grab all the liquid ducts I currently have. There's 8 here, though there should be more in some other far-flung areas. And we're going to need to get a bunch of iron tanks. We're going to need to throw a bunch of iron into our rolling machines over here. Hey, look, we got some. And it always seems to do that. I have no idea why. And make as much glass as we possibly can, and to find an area. So the area is one of the main things we should define first of all. So a standard tank is, well, I want to have it as big as possible. Let me check the configurations for a second. Okay, I checked the standard configurations for the Minecraft pack, and what it is that you're allowed to make a 9 by 9 tank area as the maximum size. So we're going to want to go maximum size so we won't have to expand the system in the future. So what that means is we need to define a nice clear-cut area that will be needed for everything. So let's see. If we have it 9 by 9, so say this is the edge of a tank, we'll have a spacing of 3 between the tanks so we can go between them and have any sort of circuitry, well, between them, because we will need some circuitry, some sort of valve connection. We need to check what the fuel level is before we get a computer system. I think I'm going to go for a red power computer system to control the entire shebang, so to speak. But let's see, if it's 9 by 9, we'll have it basically go for 9 as the edge. Let's see, we got a calculator here. Okay, 9, and we're going to want 3 in betweens. So say we want 3. That'll mean it's a 35 side length if we were to fit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tanks or something. 9 tanks in a room, and obviously the starter room is going to have 7 tanks. So let's build from there. So this is the center. And what was that magic number again? It's 33. So it should be 33 in total. Subtracting this, it should be 16 to the side. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll get back to you when I'm done counting. So I miscalculated. It's going to be 17 if we include this as the wall and not a main annoyance. So get it over there. So from over there, this is going to be a total of not 16 plus 1 times 2 plus 1. So it's going to be a 35 by 35 area. That's not accounting for the external shenanigans that will definitely ensue. So we got this area, so we're going to need to count out as well in this direction. So once I get a good perimeter, I'll set the perimeter as well. We might need to fill in the gap with some of this nice stone brick in the meantime, but let's get our main area set. Of course, the tree farm's still going to be there, but oh well. What I wouldn't do for a lawnmower. Been whacking this grass for about a full minute already, and I'm not getting anywhere. And there's also so many bloody seeds. Ah, I should make a frame ship that mows the grass. That would kind of be a waste of resources, but considering the lawn that we have, it might be worth the investment. Sigh. Okay, our area is nice and bricked and cordoned off and everything. We should be able to get a good, nice little head start on everything. So I have this hopper here that I built, and what we're going to see is if the rolling machine actually accepts it accurately. Okay, so that's good. So all we need to do is get some energy here by taking one of these little things right here. I believe it is called a redstone energy cell. We'll place it down here and release the Kraken, so to speak. So it will still need a bit more iron, and also we have some diamonds which we're going to transmute into some more iron because frankly, we are a little low on this nice shiny stuff. So, speaking about shiny stuff, we're also going to need to get glass panes as well as some other doodads. So we need glass panes, we need iron bars, and oh my gosh, we need levers. We're going to want to get all of this for a project table and etc. And I don't think we need anything else, so let's get all of our other amenities, such as, well, we do have some spare iron tank walls that are downstairs. Hey, look, we actually have downstairs, unlike on Dragon's Journeys. I'm such a dork. So, now that we got this, so, as you can see, our biofuel production has stalled, because, frankly, we can't really do anything about it, so all of this stuff is going to start getting jammed up somewhere down the line as soon as all that is filled up. So that'll probably take a while, but there we go. We got some gauges, we got some iron walls, and that is good. So let's go and head over to our project table. The project table will make crafting a lot easier for our endeavors. La 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 la. Okay, so here we go. We got blank plans, and we're going to make some basic plans. And let's put this as a plan. It doesn't really need to be, but whatever. So we got that as a plan. This can actually do some stuff, but we don't need that stuff. Let's see. I believe it is this, which is required for our glass gauges. Good. So let's put all this stuff in here as well. We'll want some of that. And we got our tank gauges. And finally, if we substitute a lever and iron bars, we actually have levers. Wow. And iron bars are a little disappeared. They're a little disappeared. Wow, I am not English. And we're going to need to craft some iron bars to do all that tedious stuff. So we got our iron bars, so let's put that as our final plan that we will need here, and hopefully this works out. La 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 la. Yay, it actually worked. So we'll make our iron gauges, but take the rest of it, because I don't think we need anything else from here for now. So let's see what we can do. So first of all, we'll want to make some iron tank walls, which will require some more of the fancy stuff over here. Now, I don't really want to do too much calculation on getting everything nice and orderly, but we will take these out so that all that can go in. We'll wait for some more of this stuff because we need to get a nice defined area. Let's define 3 tanks for our testing purposes and see what will be needed to be able to call the liquid at will, as well as make sure that there isn't a liquid added to the system when we don't want to call it. So say the tank is empty, we have to make sure that there's a method to stop any other liquids from going into it while it is empty. I don't think that will be really too difficult to manage. We should be able to figure out a system that will be strong enough for that. We might need some red wire, and some of those Well, we got some of the stone jacketed wires, which we can use easily enough, so we can use that at least for now. So let's define two areas and build up our tanks accordingly. So let's go with this wall first. So we need to go 9 F. Sometimes I hate this drill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is going to require 81 in total on here. Okay, so I'll get these holes dug out, get at least our starting iron walls all ready, and then we'll let the magic happen. Ooh, that sounded pervy. Okay, I am calling shenanigans. How did you get up here? I know I put stairs there, but seriously, come on. This is a no-sheep zone. I probably should have just asked nicely, since now he's dead. It went up for lamb chops, though I don't believe there is any possible way to get lamb chops. Then again, I do have a Thaumcraft 3 arcane furnace, so maybe if I push one of those sheep into the arcane furnace, we might have more favorable results. Anyway, let's see. This is done, and well, not really done. And I think the sides are going to need to be this type and not the other type. So we'll need to calculate that. That's a quick calculation. 7 times 6, which is fudge. I cannot math. 42. So we need 42, really? So 42 times 2, as well as that. So we're going to need to finish this tank. Now we can probably, let's assume that we have everything. That's a good assumption. And put our tank valves in the appropriate place. Now let's see. Valves, no. Let's get some gauges. We're going to need some more of that. And we're also going to need to make sure that we don't go overtime because most of this is random herp stuff. So obviously this tank is not complete, as you can see. It kind of needs a few more walls, though we're not going to worry about that too much right now. We got 32 though, so let's make all of that. So we got all the iron tank gauges that we will need in the future. Now, another thing that we're going to need to do to test the system is to have some tanks, so some nice portable tanks, so that we can, well, check everything that we need. So there's no liquids in there, we can use that, etc., etc., etc. Let's move onwards. So there are a few things that we need to do for this system. Let's get our liquid ducts and our levers ready for testing. So one of the things that we need to do is obviously to get liquid out of the tank. We'll probably do that at the top. There we go, and we'll get the valve. So liquid will come out of the tank using this, and if we wrench it into place, it should be sufficient. Now let's actually eat our bread so that we don't find ourselves, begging on the streets or something. So turn that around, and this is going to be part of our universal we want to get liquid out of here system. So yeah, that's patented, by the way. It's probably better if we do it from the upside so we don't have to go downside for the later side. Side. Okay, so just a few like that, and for now, we'll assume that's the entire system, and then bring all of this into some sort of, I don't know, portable tank for now? Yeah, sure. Let's put the portable tank down like so, and it'll attach all the items we'll get out. Now, can this portable tank go out that way? No. So we're going to need another solution for what I'm thinking of, though that part can come at a later date. So we got that. We need some way to control it, and the easiest way to do so is using stone jacketed wires, and this stuff will come from basically a wire set. So like an IO expander, it'll just come down and attach. Now for this demonstration, we'll not have an IO expander and have it just have a simple thing like this, or rather, and let's just put that there. So as you can see, the red wire goes on and it attaches and everything is nice and dandy. Now on the bottom, we're going to need to have a way to get the liquid to go inside it. So, oh crud, we cannot extract from the top. The reason we cannot extract from the top is because if I am correct, which I remember from an earlier version, liquid cannot be taken from the top unless the liquid shown on the gauge is at the top level. So that will not work. So if we have the liquid come from there, so we get the liquid exit from there, we can put the liquid in there. I think that'll work. So we'll change these accordingly. And it's kind of funny having this stuff coming out from the top, considering the representation here. Or coming into the top. I don't know, I'm kind of confused, you know? So, let's get this over as such. There we go, so we got our nice little system, simple system, and as before, it'll come, but for now, we'll just have it like that, so that we can test it later. So, now the other thing is we need to be able to get the liquid to only get put in there. So we need to do some testing to see if there's any configuration to set a valve. So say we have this tank completely empty, as it kind of is right now. Can't really call it a tank. And we want to send from our computer controlled system, like we want to send water. We want to get 10 water in it. So say we got the 10 buckets, it's flowing through the universal pipe. That's the main thing. It would be too confusing of a wiring setup to have it all on one thing. Say we have it like that, and it's going along. This is supposed to be our lava tank, but it's empty, and 2 rows down is our water tank. It'll go along. Oh, there's empty room. I'll put the water here. There would be 2 methods to stop that from happening. Method number 1 is to have it so that there's always a small bit of liquid in there. I don't think that is personally possible without some way to take a measured amount out from the system, which I don't think is possible. And number 2 is to make sure that none of that liquid actually goes in there. So we're going to need to focus on the number 2. Yes, number 2. That is very yeah, let's just grab our stool, shall we? So, we got that, and what I'm thinking instead we'll do is get some Buildcraft stuff. So, the Buildcraft nice little tanks, since we can input from the side, that might be what we need to do. In fact, we could probably do the portable tanks. Let's see, let's get 2 liquid portable tanks and do this. So we'll place, this is going to be the input line from some sort of unknown source. We'll have portable tank and portable tank on top of it, and as you see it's attached, and we're then going to need to get the stuff from out here. So let's see. We might only need 1 portable tank depending on how it goes. Wait. There we go. So get this. This is going to be the output. Yeah, there we go. And obviously we will need some sort of lever system to get all of that. So this, wrench it into the place. So now all we need to do is get some sort of liquid, which seeing as we have a lot of the stuff over here, we might as well grab some of that stuff. Then again, water is plentiful down there. And we only have 1 tank anyway, so let's get 1 of these tanks of water. So place down, it'll fill up. There we go, and I changed it so that it's an aqueous accumulator. So let's wrench this out, and we got a full thing of water. Thank you, thermal expansion, for your portable tanks. It makes things a lot easier than using uh, cells. But seeing as cells are a bit more portable than portable tanks, it's kind of funny, you know? So I think it can only be outputted from the top. Let's see. Hi, yeah. Okay, so it will need some redstone signal. So let's have a redstone signal here and change this and let it out. There we go. So it's going out and going into that portable tank. We're going to need to do it again and see. Let's see. Now that's the problem with this setup. Is this is pretty much supposed to be a valve. So obviously this valve works in the sense that it takes stuff out, but the problem is that it doesn't have anything else. I am being horrible at explaining it, so let's try this again. Let's get 2 liquid tanks and we'll be able to test it. So we want to make sure only water can go into this tank, so water will go in and go into this portable tank. And then the plan is that it'll be forced into this one, and hopefully there's a way to only siphon from this portable tank. If not, that is going to become a real headache. So let's get 2 more of these, and then we'll see how it goes. Another helpful thing would be if these could actually be stackable if they had the same amount, though I'm not going to complain too much about it. They're still awesome. So let's get that, and let's put the new one here. Let's test if it actually works as a proper valve by doing this. As you can see, water is not getting jettisoned from here into our liquid system that's going to be over here. Wow, this is horrible pipe work. That I am not happy with. Let's put it so that it's straight lines. So what the deal is, once we place that, it'll go in and only be siphoned once there's water there. And let's take this out so we can really see the effect. So as you see, there's nothing at all in this tank. Nothing. But this is completely full. So place that again. That's still on. Let's place the other liquid tank in. And now it's filling up as a buffer. And once this is reattached, it'll then go out once it's actually reattached. All going into that portable tank. There we go. So this valve system will work. And all that we're going to need to do is hook it up correctly and have a constant thing that'll go there. So we'll need to have this here, and portable tank here, and portable tank here. Liquid will need to go into here. So this will be the input line, and we'll need, to make it fancy, let's get a redstone torch to keep everything nice and happy, because we'll probably want to torch it up later. Okay, so with this little bit, our tank should be complete. So our very first over 10,000, it's over 9,000 tank. I couldn't resist. Sigh. So, in all seriousness, our first tank of the many tank systems that we're going to need is completed. And let's quickly take this out of the picture so we don't mess up any future wiring, so to speak. So what we're going to want to have is eventually, this is obviously going to be a problem if it's this level all the time. So we might need to do just a simple loop around like so. And have this, not like that or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out once we get this all in the pretty up stage. It's currently not in the pretty up stage, so I'm not going to worry about it. So every single one is obviously going to need a buffer of liquid. So to get that, we're going to need to fill up that with 8 buckets worth. And then it's going to go slowly into the tank. Obviously, it's not quite a lot right now. Slightly less than 8 buckets for some reason. Was there some sort of loss or something? Oh, there wasn't a full tank load, so to speak, in one of them. So I guess that's not to worry about. So let's take that out. Just substitute it in for some more liquid in here. We're not going to want water as our very first tank because storing water might be a little stupid to do, so to speak. So let's just have that pull out. We'll just put them back in the tanks and maybe put an actual liquid in here instead of some useless stuff. So the system is going to have a lot of room to grow. We're going to need to focus on methods on how to make it grow, though it should, as I said, be easy enough to do. Once we figure out the programming, since the programming is going to be a large part of it, and also the space efficiency, so to speak, we can probably work a bit more on the aesthetics. Also, having a tree farm in the middle of our liquid building, yeah, I'm not much of a fan of that. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Maybe biofuel will be a good one right away. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and just a quick way to prove that this works. Once we have multiple liquids in the system, we'll put the water here. And the water's not going through, obviously, because the buffer system is working. Maybe once we actually have some better way than just piping the entire liquid over here, we'll be able to manually add all the liquid biofuel stuff. Oh, tesseracts.